Put the phone down!
This is for my safety.
Put the phone down!
This is for my safety.
Put the phone down!
This is for my safety.
Put the phone down!
Hello everyone, my name is Isabel. I am from Universitas Negeri Gorontalo, Faculty of Letters and Culture, majoring in English Language Education Study Program. Before I begin, I want to say thank you to my lecturer, Ma'am Hanisa Hanafi, and to my friends and to everyone who's watching this. In this presentation, I will analyze the phonological process produced by a 22-year-old male undergraduate university student whose first language is Bahasa Indonesia.
Who's gonna ride your wild horses? Who's gonna drown your blue sea? Who's gonna taste your saltwater kisses? Who's gonna take the place of me?
Based on the analyzed data, 3 phonological processes appeared in the participants' pronunciation. The phonological rule in number 1 showed that the vowel in the phonemic representation becomes the vowel in the phonetic representation in the word Ghana. This change is caused by the neighboring segment, which is a consonant. While the vowel in the phonemic representation shared the same place of articulation as the vowel in the phonetic representation, which is plus back, it is interfered by a consonant sound, which is a plus high sound. This encouraged the usage of the phonetic representation, which is a plus middle sound, instead of the phonemic representation, which is plus low sound, due to the influence of articulation proximity. The change in number 2 is similar with the change in number 4. It is not necessarily only assimilated by the neighboring segments, but also by the participants' dialectal variation. When attempting to pronounce English consonants, Indonesian learners rely on familiar sounds from their native language as a reference point. The participants' pronunciation of the phonetic representation is the closest sound in Indonesian language that is the same to the phonemic representation. This change is strictly ruled by the Indonesian phonemic system, leading to a form of assimilation where the participant adapts unfamiliar English vowel sounds to the closest phonemic sounds in their native language. In number 3, the phonological rule showed that the consonant in the phonemic representation becomes the consonant in the phonetic representation. Unlike the previous assimilations that varied on the vowels, it varied on the consonants in this finding. The process is similar with number 2 and 4 by pointing that it is caused by the participant's native language phonemic dependency, as the phonemic representation being a final consonant in a sentence is not familiar in the Indonesian language phonemic system. But there is also the influence of a consonant sound that shared the same phonological rule as the phonemic representation. When pronounced in rapid speech, it required more effort to produce the phonemic representation sound, while it required less effort to produce in the phonetic representation. In the second process, we have insertion process. This process is similar to the number 2 and 4. It is also influenced by the interference of the participant's native language phonemic system, which is why there is an additional vowel inserted to the supposed phonemic representation. This is the result of the Indonesian phonemic system where Indonesian words are mostly pronounced as they are written. In the last one, we have deletion process. This process is influenced by the participant's native language phonemic system interference. In this finding, it showed that the participant deleted the sound of the phonemic representation in the final position of the pronunciation of taste. This process is heavily influenced by the absence of final consonant clusters in Indonesian phonemic systems. In conclusion, the phonological alterations observed in the study highlighted the significant influence of the first language interference in second language, particularly in pronunciation. Thanks for watching!